Hi, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today I will give a lesson to one student who 15 years old about the subtopic in multiplication scala with a matrix and addition between two matrices. Based on the picture you see, this is ALYAA, 15 years old. She has problems understanding the multiplication scala with a matrix and addition between two matrices. Based on the slide, we can see ALYAA was in her room and she said to herself, I don't understand the subtopic of scalar multiplication with a matrix and addition between two matrices. So what do I need to do? Alright, now I as a mentor, I want to help ALYAA to understand the subtopics. So let's help her. Alright, now we go through learning objective first. At the end of this lesson, ALYAA will probably be able to perform scalar multiplication with matrices, and she also can understand about the how to add two matrices of the same size question. Alright, now we go to the next slide. I will give you ALYAA the simple definition about a multiplication scala with a matrix. Alright? Okay, the definition about the multiplying a scala by a matrix means multiplying all the numbers in the matrix by just one numbers, because a scala is called a single number. Okay? Okay, now we look at the picture. For the first one is the matrix, and the second picture is the matrix which is shaped like a multiplication scala. Okay? We look at the next slide, which is the example I given to you. This need to us to calculate this question to find the answer. Alright, first of all, we know the concept of multiplication is the value of a single number will be multiplied by the value in the column. Now, we start with the single number, which is 2, will be multiplied by the value in the first row. 2 is multiplied by the value 1, and the answer we get is 2. Then write it in the first row of the first column. Next, 2 will be multiplied by 2 and the answer we get is 4. Then write it in the first row of the second column. After that, we look at the value in the second row, which is 2 will be multiplied by 3 and the answer we get is 6, and write it in the second row of the first column. Finally, 2 will be multiplied by 0 and for sure the answer we get is 0, and write it in the second row of the second column. Okay ALYAA, before I go to the next slide, I hope you understand what I explained to you about the multiplying matrices just now. Okay, now we look at the addition between two matrices, which means adding all numbers in the same position between the two matrices. Now we look at the next slide, which is the first step is to see if the size of the matrix used is the same as the example matrix given. First, we need to namely the size of the matrix is. The way we see the size of the matrix is by counting how many rows there are before doing any operation. Okay, next, for the value of the multiplication, we need to counting how many columns there are. For the example I given, the rows we have for the matrix are 2 and the columns we have are 3. So for the example matrix is 2 by 3. After we know the size of the matrix is the same, we can continue the addition process. Okay ALYAA, now we look at the next slide, which is the last question. First, we need to look at the first row of both matrices, and we look at the value in that row, which is the value 4 will be added to the value 3 based on the first column of both matrices, and we will get the answer is 7. Alright, next we look at the value negative 3 will be added to the 0 value in the column of both matrices, and we will get the answer is negative 3. Alright? Okay, finally, for the first row in the third column of both matrices, which is 6 add 1, we will get the answer is 7. Alright, the calculation of row 1 is finished. Okay, now ALYAA we look at row 2. We use the same calculation method, which is the value 8 will be add to 11 based on the first column of both matrices, and we will get the answer is 19. Next, the value 2 will be add to the value 4 in the second column of the matrix, and the answer we will get is 6. Alright, finally, for the second row in the third column of both matrices, which is 1 add negative 9, we will get the answer is 8. Alright, that's all from me as a mentor for you, ALYAA. I hope you be more understanding after I give you a lesson about this subtopic, and good luck for your future, ALYAA. Bye.